She joked about me being a virgin and made fun of my body to 12 friends. When I found out, she blamed my sister for telling me. Now she's lost everything. I never thought I'd be writing this, but I need to get it off my chest. My girlfriend made fun of intimate details about me with her friends, and when I found out and tried to talk to her about it, everything exploded in a way I never saw coming. I'm 20 years old. She's 21, and we'd been together for a year. I thought we were solid. I thought she respected me. Turns out I was wrong about a lot of things. This whole mess started last Friday night. One of my girlfriend's closest friends had just gotten back from a trip abroad, so the whole crew was going out to celebrate. Originally, they'd planned some kind of party, but they ended up deciding on dinner at a restaurant followed by movies at someone's house. Standard girls' night stuff. There were going to be 12 of them total, and my older sister was part of the group. My sister and my girlfriend are close, or at least they were. My sister is part of my girlfriend's inner circle of friends, which always felt kind of nice, honestly. Like my two worlds overlapping in a good way. My girlfriend was at our house before they left, and since both she and my sister were going to the same place, my sister drove her to the restaurant where everyone was meeting up. The plan was for my sister to drop my girlfriend off at her place afterward and then come back home. We both still live with our parents, so it made sense logistically. They headed out around 6 in the evening. I figured my sister wouldn't be back until midnight or 1 in the morning, maybe later if she ended up crashing at someone's place, which she sometimes did after these kinds of nights. But she came back alone at around 9:30 or 10, and the second she walked through the door, I could tell something was seriously wrong. She was in a horrible mood, like visibly angry in a way I'd rarely seen from her. My sister isn't the type to get worked up easily. She's usually pretty calm, pretty level-headed. But that night, she was slamming doors, her jaw was tight, and she wouldn't make eye contact with anyone. My parents and I asked her what happened, and she just said she was really tired and not in the mood to talk. When I asked if she'd dropped my girlfriend off at her place, she said no, that my girlfriend could take a taxi. That's when I knew something had gone really, really wrong. The next day, Saturday, she was still in a rough mood. Still kind of angry, still closed off. I kept pressing, asking what was wrong, but she wouldn't budge. She said it was nothing, that she'd just been tired the night before, maybe feeling a little sick. But I know my sister. I've known her my whole life. This wasn't nothing. Sunday came around, and finally she opened up. She sat me down and said, "Look, something happened the other night when I was out with your girlfriend and her friends. I don't know how to tell you this, but you need to hear it." My stomach dropped. My first thought, honestly, was that my girlfriend had cheated on me. That's where my brain went immediately. But it wasn't that. In some ways, what my sister told me felt worse. She explained that the night had started out fine. They'd all gone to the restaurant, had a great time, lots of laughing and catching up. Then they went back to someone's house to watch movies. They started one but didn't like it, couldn't agree on another one. So they just started drinking and talking instead. Typical girls' night stuff, my sister said. Gossiping about boyfriends, past relationships, sex lives. The usual. And that's when my girlfriend started talking about me. My sister said my girlfriend had maybe drunk a bit too much and started revealing way too much information. Stuff she had no business sharing. Stuff that was private, personal, intimate. I asked what kind of stuff. My sister didn't want to tell me at first. She said I didn't want to know, but I pushed. I told her she couldn't just start a conversation like that and then leave me hanging. So she told me. My girlfriend had been making jokes about how, when we first started dating, I was a virgin. She mocked my inexperience, made fun of my lame attempts at sex when we first got together. And it didn't stop there. She also made fun of the shape of my penis. Apparently, it bends to the side a little, something I've never been self-conscious about because I thought it was normal, or at least not something anyone would care about. My girlfriend had never mentioned it to me, never said a word, but apparently, she thought it was funny enough to share with 11 other people. And then there was more. Apparently, I ejaculate too quickly, and I make weird sound when I do. I just sat there, staring at my sister, trying to process what she was telling me. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. Why the hell was my girlfriend even talking about this stuff? How drunk was she? My sister said she wasn't even that drunk. She'd had a few drinks, sure, but not enough to excuse what she was saying. My sister said she couldn't stand being in the same room while my girlfriend was going on about this stuff, which is why she left early. She'd been so angry and disgusted that she just had to get out of there. I asked my sister why she felt the need to tell me. Part of me wished she hadn't. I told her I wished I could just go back to not knowing. And she said, I felt you had a right to know. I couldn't stand the idea of you being with someone who talks about you like that behind your back. I sat there for a while, just trying to wrap my head around it. My girlfriend had shared the most intimate parts of our relationship with a dozen people. She mocked me, made me into a joke. And for what? A few laughs? But here's the thing I couldn't understand. Why was my sister so angry about it? I mean, I was hurt. I was humiliated. But my sister had come home that night absolutely furious, and I couldn't figure out why she'd taken it so personally. It didn't make sense to me. Someone explain this, I thought. Why does she care so much? The more I thought about it, the worse I felt. All this stuff my girlfriend had apparently been thinking about me. Stuff she never once brought up to me directly. She'd just been joking about with her friends. Like if I was really that bad in bed, why didn't she just talk to me about it? I would have wanted to improve. I would have wanted to be better for her. Instead, she just let me keep going clueless while she mocked me behind my back. I started spiraling. I felt like everything I thought I knew about myself, about our relationship, was suddenly in question. Did she look down on me because I'd been a virgin when we got together? Did she think I was inadequate? Was I really that bad? I'd opened myself up to her in a way I'd never done with anyone before. She was my first. I trusted her completely. And this is what she did with that trust. I started Googling stupid stuff. Pictures of penises, trying to figure out if mine really was that abnormal. Medical websites about penile curvature, wondering if there was something wrong with me. Eventually, I realized I was overreacting about the physical stuff, but the damage to my self-esteem had already been done. I felt exposed, vulnerable. Like everyone who'd been at that girl's night now knew these deeply personal things about me, and I had no control over it. I knew I had to confront my girlfriend about it. The more I thought about it, the more it ate at me. But before I did, I made a huge mistake. I took it out on my sister. I started pestering her with questions. Exactly what had my girlfriend said. What were her exact words? My sister didn't want to go over it again, but I wouldn't let it go. I told her I needed to know everything because I was planning to confront my girlfriend about it. My sister was uncomfortable, but I kept pushing, and eventually, she repeated everything she'd already told me. Then I asked her if it was okay if I told my girlfriend that she was the one who'd told me. My sister sighed and said fine, figuring my girlfriend would probably assume as much anyway. And then I asked her, are you sure it's right for me to confront her about this? My sister looked at me and said, yes, if that's what you feel you need to do. But promise me you won't stay with her just because she's your first or because you feel obligated. I've seen how hurt you've been all day because of what she said, and I don't think she deserves you. That's when I snapped. I don't know why I did it. I was hurt and angry and looking for someone to blame, and my sister was right there. So I lashed out at her. I told her I would have been better off if she'd never told me, that she'd ruined everything, that this was her fault. My sister apologized at first and walked away, but I followed her. I kept going at her, kept blaming her, kept harassing her about it. She stayed silent, visibly frustrated, and eventually, she stormed upstairs to her bedroom. I followed her up and kept pestering her. Why did you have to tell me? Why did you even think I needed to know something like that? I pushed too far. She opened her door and shouted back at me. I don't know. Maybe because I love you. Did you consider that, you fucking idiot? Fuck me for trying to look out for you when she clearly has no respect for you. But no, go running back to her. She's exactly what you deserve. She called me a fucking idiot about 5 more times and then slammed the door in my face. I tried to knock, tried to open it, but she'd locked it and was blasting music from inside. She didn't come out of her room for the rest of the day. I felt like absolute garbage. My sister had done nothing but try to help me, and I'd attacked her for it. I knew I was 100% in the wrong. I knew I'd hurt the one person who actually had my back in all of this. I wasn't thinking straight, and I'd taken my pain out on the person who least deserved it. That night, I barely slept. I kept replaying everything in my head. What my girlfriend had said, how my sister had looked at me when she told me, the anger in her voice when she'd yelled at me. I felt ashamed, guilty, atrocious. The next day, I called my girlfriend. She sounded happy to hear from me. She said I hadn't called in a while and that she'd been waiting for me to reach out. We made plans to meet up for lunch. I spent the whole meal trying to find the right time to bring it up, but I couldn't. The words just wouldn't come. After lunch, she asked if she could come back to my place for the afternoon before heading home. Her parents were having people over, and she didn't want to be around for it. I said sure. We were sitting in the living room. My sister was upstairs in her bedroom with her music playing loudly, loud enough that I knew she wouldn't come down. I figured it was now or never. Look, I said, I don't know how to bring this up, but there's something that's really been bothering me. Some stuff you apparently said about me. I told her what I'd heard, what she'd said to her friends, the jokes about me being a virgin, the comments about my body, all of it. Her response? That's it? I could tell something's been bothering you. Is that really it? She dismissed it, said she couldn't believe I was worked up about something so small. I told her that she knew I cared deeply about what she thought of me, that I was really hurt by what she'd said, and that I thought an apology was in order. She said, fine. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I won't do it again. I didn't know it would affect you so much. And then, almost immediately, she started brushing it off again. She said it was a silly thing to be upset about. That girls talk about that kind of stuff with each other all the time. That it was just playful teasing, and I was being too sensitive. I told her it was hurtful to me. She rolled her eyes and made this sarcastic oops face, like the whole thing was a joke. Then she asked how I'd even found out about it. I said, well, sometimes when you say stuff about someone in front of other people, it gets back to them. Her face changed. It was your sister, wasn't it? I said, maybe you should have thought about that before talking about someone in front of their sister. She exploded. I knew it. That bitch. I hate having her around anyway. She always acts like she's so moral and better than everyone. Hey, I said, that's my sister. Don't talk about her that way. But she didn't stop. She went on, complaining about my sister, twisting the whole situation to make it my sister's fault. She said none of this would have happened if my sister hadn't told me. That my sister loved creating drama. That she enjoyed stirring the pot. Why else do you think she told you? She said. I told her my sister was just looking out for me, that she shouldn't blame her for any of this. My girlfriend shot back. If she cared about your feelings, she wouldn't have told you. Then she asked if my sister was home. I said she was upstairs, but that now probably wasn't a good time to bring this up with her. We stayed in the living room, the tension thick between us. Eventually, my sister came downstairs. She was calling my name, saying there was something important she needed to talk to me about. Then she saw me and my girlfriend sitting together. Oh, she said, I didn't know you were here. There was this cold, heavy silence. They exchanged a bit of awkward small talk, and then my girlfriend opened fire. What do you think gives you the right to interfere in my relationship with my boyfriend? My sister just stared at her, stunned. Don't act like you don't know what you did, my girlfriend continued. I know you always enjoy stirring the pot. You couldn't trust me as a friend, and you shouldn't even go to girls' nights if you can't keep your mouth shut. I tried to intervene. That's enough, I said. But my girlfriend didn't stop. She kept attacking my sister, accusing her of being a horrible friend, of betraying her trust. The argument escalated. My sister's eyes filled with tears, and she turned to me. Why don't you stand up for me? She said, her voice breaking. She's a fucking bitch. Can't you even hear what she's saying? Why are you even with her? My girlfriend said she couldn't take it anymore and that she had to leave. Before she could walk out, I stopped her. I need to speak with you, I said. And right there, I broke up with her. I didn't give her a long explanation. I just said I felt things weren't working out, and it was better for everyone if we ended our relationship. She looked hurt, confused. She asked why, and I told her it was because of everything that had happened recently. The things she'd said, the way she treated my sister, all of it. I said I couldn't be with her after that. She was upset, but she seemed to understand. She asked if we could still be friends. I said maybe, but that we needed time apart. We hugged. We kissed one last time. And then she left. My sister had disappeared back upstairs. I found her sitting on her bed, staring at the floor, listening to music. I sat down next to her and told her I was sorry. Sorry for lashing out at her. Sorry for blaming her. Sorry for everything my girlfriend had said to her. I told her she'd done the right thing by telling me, that I knew she was just looking out for me. She said my girlfriend was right, that she was an idiot who always stuck her nose in things and should have just kept her mouth shut. I told her that wasn't true. I told her I'd broken up with my girlfriend. She said she thought I'd made the right choice. I hugged her and asked if there was anything I could do to thank her. She said she just wanted to see me smile more often. Over the next few days, my sister seemed depressed. She wasn't leaving the house much. She was trying to put on a brave face, but I could tell something was wrong. On Friday afternoon, I found her sitting at home in old, dirty clothes, eating chips and watching cartoons. Her hair was greasy, and it looked like she hadn't showered in days. I asked her what was up. She said nothing. I told her I thought she was supposed to go out with her friend again that night, another girl's night like the week before. She said, "Not anymore." Why not? They disinvited me. I was shocked. That's horrible. How can friends do that? She shrugged. I don't think they're my friends anymore. All the girls from the previous week's girls' night had stopped responding to her. Some had deleted her on social media. They were giving her the cold shoulder. Apparently, they were furious that she'd ruined the gossip of their girls' night, and when my girlfriend cut my sister out of her life, all the other girls followed suit. I couldn't believe it. These so-called friends had just completely defriended her over one incident. She just shrugged like it didn't matter. I told her I was sorry, that I felt like this was partially my fault. I said I didn't understand how she could not regret telling me. She looked at me and said, "Why would I regret it? I don't care about them. You mean more to me. I'll find other friends." I hugged her. I sat down and asked what she was watching, but she didn't seem very interested. She said she'd had a lot of fun with them last time and felt sad that they were all out having fun without her while she was stuck at home like a loser. I asked her what restaurant they were going to. She told me they usually went to the same fancy place every Friday. I said, "Screw it. You don't have to stay at home. I'll take you somewhere even better." At first, she thought I was kidding, but I told her I was serious. We got dressed, and I drove us to this new place I'd never been to before. It was expensive as hell. I spent over $200 on the two of us, but it was worth it. The food was excellent, and for the first time all week, I saw my sister genuinely smile. I still feel terrible about how I initially handled everything. I feel ashamed of how I misdirected my anger, how careless I was. But honestly, I think I feel much better after having broken up with my girlfriend. I was expecting to feel down and regretful afterward, but the more days that go by, the more sure I am that I made the right decision. My sister sacrificed her entire social circle to look out for me, and I'll never forget that.
Catch you again soon.